Yo, what's going on, Kicks Army? Today I'm going to be doing a how to draw video on the Harden Volume 3, as well as talking about the little kerfuffle going on between Draymond Green and Tristan Thompson. Let's get it! As always, with any sneaker drawing, it's important that we get the proportions down correct. First, we're going to start off by drawing two squares right next to each other. Then we're going to divide those two squares into top and bottom halves. Afterward, we're going to add a vertical line dividing that bottom right hand quadrant into halves, as well as that initial left box. Afterward, we're going to add one more horizontal line dividing the two bottom quadrants into halves, and this will give us all the guidelines we need to draw out the rest of the sneaker. I like to start with the silhouette first. This makes it a lot easier to determine where the rest of the lines go. And again, look at where I place my lines in relation to where the guidelines are. Notice how the tongue doesn't touch the top line, yet the heel does. Now we're going to define the midsole, and especially for this, look at that last horizontal line we made as your guide. Notice how on the left side we stay above that line, and as we go towards the right side of the shoe, we dip underneath it. Now we're going to work on the outsole, and this is really easy. All you have to do is follow the silhouette that we already made. And then as you go towards the front of the shoe, it's going to cut off that midsole line. Now we're going to work on the detail on the heel. Again, this is also really easy, just go ahead and follow the silhouette for the heel. Next, I'm going to define the sock liner a little bit. And it's important to know that these lines don't need to be perfect. We're working with pencil for a reason, so you can go back and fix any mistakes you make. Now we're going to work on that strap towards the front, and especially for this part, notice how we're only staying on that initial right box. And don't forget to use that horizontal line as your guide for this part. We're going to quickly add the eyelet towards the top of the shoe, and then we're going to go ahead and add the Adidas stripes. Notice how I start them off at lines just to get the placement right, and once I feel like they're good, I can go ahead and I can thicken them up. Afterward, I'm going to go ahead and add some details to the tongue, and then finally I'm just going to go through and redefine some of these lines. If I feel like I have to make any adjustments, now's the time to go ahead and do it, because this is right before the inking phase. Once we go ahead and we put down that black marker, we have to commit to whatever we're doing, so it's a lot easier to commit when we have a good foundation. And if having a good foundation means you have to erase a little bit, then go ahead, do whatever you gotta do. Now the Harden 3 isn't exactly a complex sneaker, it's actually a pretty easy sneaker to draw, especially if you follow the tutorial. And personally, I feel like the design for the sneaker is a little lacking, to say the least. And for me, it almost seems like with every model they release for Harden, the shoes kind of get worse, to be honest. I feel like the first model he had was simple, but at the same time it was complex. And if you guys are familiar with the sneaker school Pencil, they were actually having a contest that they released on YouTube Red, and the winners of that contest were the ones who designed that sneaker. As for the second and third model, I don't know, I'm assuming it was just designers over Adidas, but I feel like they could have did a little better. Actually, I feel like they could have did a lot better. But for the purposes of drawing a sneaker, this is a really good starting point, so if you're not too comfortable with your drawing skills, I would recommend you drawing this one. And because the upper is pretty plain, you can go ahead and you can experiment with interesting colorways, you can do interesting patterns, do whatever you want. I'm not sure what the name for this colorway is, but I'm sure you guys have seen the images floating around of the leak images or whatever for the different models he has, and this is one of them. And even then, I feel like this colorway is pretty bland, I guess, is not really too complex, but for the purposes of drawing a shoe from scratch and kind of getting used to how proportions are done, this is a really good starting point. Naturally, other shoes like Jordans, Yeezys, they have a lot of detail to them, even though sometimes they can be really simple in nature. But this shoe is really simple in nature, so I would recommend you guys trying this out if you're not too confident with your skills just yet. Now, as I'm sure a lot of you know, there was a little kerfuffle going on apparently with Draymond Green and Tristan Thompson. Apparently this took place at an after SP's party where there was like no phones or whatever allowed in the area. And I guess Draymond Green was trying to go up to Tristan Thompson and try to apologize for the comments he made after Game 4 of the finals. He had made remarks that the Cavs players weren't made of the certain type of cloth that he's made of, which isn't like the worst thing you can say about somebody, but it's not exactly a compliment either by any means. So apparently he tried to go up to Tristan Thompson, apologize. Tristan Thompson wasn't really having it. He kind of said, "Get out of my face." Draymond Green persisted on trying to apologize, and apparently Tristan punched him in the face. Which, if I'm being honest, it's about time somebody punched him in the face. He kind of deserves it for all the crap he's been giving other players over the years. But it just seems like whenever we hear about Tristan Thompson in the news, it's nothing good. He's either cheating on his wife, ex-wife, or whatever she is, coming off the bench, or punching players in the face. Now, supposedly, a lot of people are saying this isn't true, that it's just a rumor floating around, and then there's a lot of other people saying, no, they saw this happen, this actually happened, and it's true. I just really find it funny how the Warriors have won 3 titles in the past 4 years, and all we've been talking about this offseason is Kevin Durant's antics and then Draymond Green getting punched in the face. You would think we'd be comparing this team to like other all-time great teams like the Bulls or whatever, but no. no, we're just gonna talk about all the BS going on between these players. And personally, I feel like this whole situation doesn't look bad on Draymond at all, because technically he was trying to be the bigger person to apologize to Tristan Thompson. I feel like if anything, even if this whole story is a made up lie, it still doesn't look good on Tristan Thompson. Whenever this guy's in this news, it's not like he's getting in the news for like outstanding performance or anything. But you know what, Tristen, that's fine. If you want to go ahead and punch people in the face during the offseason, that's fine. I'm not going to blame you. That being said, you better bring that same energy during the regular season, because boy, they're going to need it. You don't have LeBron to carry your butt to the finals, so you're going to have to help out Kevin Love as much as you possibly can. Or maybe you won't, which is a possibility too. Expectation level isn't really too high with him. But that's going to do it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and bounce past that bell to get post notifications. As always, you can check out KicksArt.com for your sneaker stencil needs. This stencil, along with a ton of others, are going to be on the website, so go ahead and check them out. And also hit me up on that contact tab to request sneaker stencils that you want to see added to the website. And also let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think of the Harden 3. Do you love them? Do you hate them? Are they just let me know. But I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.